Not enough legroom, the food's not so great, and the ride's too bumpy. Those are just some of the complaints the airlines will hear this summer. But at least you and I get to ride in the cabin. News 15's Chris Heinbaugh tells us if you plan to take your pet along on vacation, you better take a look at the trip from the puppy's point of view.
It's completely safe.
I think it's cruel and inhumane.
No, it doesn't concern me because we're pretty sure they're going to take good care of it.
His name is Carlos. He's going on a trip. Most airlines require a health certificate, so a local vet is giving Carlos a checkup.
Looks real good.
The doctor assures us he's fit to travel.
I don't see any problems with him flying. No, I think that should be just fine.
Carlos travels in this carrier. In the back, a hidden camera records his journey. We make him as comfortable as possible, and to make sure his water won't spill, we freeze it. Carlos will travel to Dallas, transfer planes, then on to St. Louis. He'll come back the next day. His journey begins at Sky Harbor Airport. The airline takes him to the baggage area by hand. It's a good thing we froze his water. Otherwise, it'd be gone before we got on board. All this didn't surprise a former baggage handler turned animal rights activist.
Unfortunately, the employees that work for the airlines don't have the time to take care of these animals the way the customers are assuming they are being taken care of.
In Dallas and St. Louis, Carlos moves on conveyor belts and carts. His ride isn't much smoother. Carlos travels inside cargo holds. In many planes, these areas have no air conditioning, no ventilation. That's dangerous when planes have long waits on tarmacs where summer temperatures can climb to 150. The passengers don't notice. They wait in air-conditioned comfort. But for animals inside these cargo holds, on rare occasions, this waiting game has proved deadly. In 1992, these animals were in a TWA plane which sat for an hour on a hot tarmac in Kansas City. They were the lucky ones. By the time the plane reached St. Louis, 51 animals were dead. On a 1990 Delta flight from St. Louis to Salt Lake City, 32 puppies suffocated, and these animals died when a United Airlines flight to San Diego had to wait on a hot runway in Chicago. These and other accidents prompted changes. Airline officials insist things are much safer.
We're all pet lovers here and pet lovers in all airlines, and so no one wants to see anything bad happen.
Carlos sees plenty of this side, too.
Yeah, he's got another doggy. Yeah. Bye-bye. You'll be fine. And don't be scared of.
Hundreds of thousands of animals travel by plane every year. Most arrive safely.
I feel real good about it. I have not had any problems.
The key, take nothing for granted.
I just would say to any pet owner to just take all the precautions that they can and don't just trust the airline to do it all.
We did everything we could to make sure our little friend made it through okay. That's something his little friend is very glad about. Now understand, in no way do we think that Carlos was mishandled. This simply shows what it's like for animals traveling by plane. And the airline we trusted with Carlos, American Airlines, generally has a good reputation for handling animals. But no matter what airline you fly, here are some things to make your pet's trip a bit easier. Schedule your flights to leave, arrive, and transfer during the cool hours of the day, and try to get a direct flight. Also, make sure that your flight crew knows that you're traveling with a pet. And don't feed your pet for 6 to 8 hours before the takeoff. This will reduce any mess and avoid any upset stomachs. Also, try the little trick we came up with. Freeze the water to keep it from spilling. Hopefully these little pointers will help make sure that your animal arrives safe and sound.
All right, thanks, Chris. Would you let your kid play